Hello guys, welcome back to ESENtaxa. Andrea Papito here, and in this video we are going to discuss about the possible end of the NHR program in Portugal and what about alternatives for you guys that are looking for a country where to pay less tax possible. If you're new to this channel, ESENtaxa talks about how to optimize your taxation if you want to relocate in a specific country. We tax simulate your situation before ahead of relocation. And we are #1 channel on Italian tax optimization, tax strategy and tax relocation for Italy. We also cover jurisdictions such as Portugal, Belgium, Albania, and Republic of San Marino. And in this specific video, I want to give you guys some ideas of how to migrate from Portugal towards Italy, especially now that most likely NHR program will come to an end. We know that this program now it's famous worldwide. A lot of people went to Portugal, basically save as much tax possible. Thanks to this NHR program, all your foreign income, in most of the cases, it's completely excluded from taxation. And if you work in the Portuguese territory, actually you can pay at the maximum 20% taxes. Of course, you have to respect the criteria and the requirements of the NHR program. Now, what about the end of this program? What about those who are looking for, right now, Portugal as a possible place to exploit in order to see their tax burden squeezed down to zero? And what about those people who are already living in Portugal and unfortunately they see their program comes to an end? I'm talking about those who have consumed 10 years period of NHR program. Those who are just received the NHR in 2022-2023, they are still safe for 10 years because this program will be abolished for the newer taxpayers and not for the existing one. So if you're a newer Portuguese taxpayer or you already live in Portugal for 10 years, then you have to find another place to reduce your taxes. And why Italy? Portugal has only one tax benefit, very famous, is the NHR. We know how it works. Foreign income excluded from taxation, unless the country from which you generate your income withholds some taxes, okay? And then you pay this 20% for your territorial income. That's it. Portugal doesn't have any other particular and very attractive tax regimes. Italy instead has several tax regimes, and these tax regimes change based on your specific situation. So if you want to migrate from Portugal and choose Italy as your next destination, we have to make sure that you basically first qualify for a specific tax regime, and if that tax regimes allow you for real to save your taxes. For example, Italy has the famous high net worth individual fixed tax, or somebody call it flat tax, which is basically a regime that allows you to pay 100,000 euro fixed tax to pay and excluded from taxation all your foreign income. Of course, this is for high net worth individual, because if your foreign income from third countries, it's million of euro, of course, 100,000 euro to pay, it's almost nothing. And basically, it's like from 10% down, like that you have 10 million euros as a revenue from abroad, you pay only 1% taxes, and Italy with 100,000 euro. You see, and you can extend this benefit to your member families, adding only 25,000 euro at the top of your 100,000. So imagine you're both member of a family, you are both millionaires. It's going to be almost nothing. We already talked about the high net worth individual flat tax in Italy. Look in our channel ESENtaxa, you know a lot of details about this huge tax benefit program. Now, if you want these categories from Portugal to Italy, it's basically a direct change, because you can move to Italy, you can apply for this program, you will get automatically the visa because of this program. All your foreign income, all your foreign companies will be excluded from taxation. Of course, the only requirement is that you cannot work in Italy, otherwise you will be taxed at the ordinary tax rates, at the ordinary Italian tax rates. So you can keep your foreign income excluded, but only if you want to work in Italy on the territorial basis inside Italian territory, then you will see your income taxed at the ordinary Italian rates. Then we have the impatriate regime. So the impatriate regime is specially designed for workers, freelancers, self-employed that wants to move to Italy, set up a new activity, or even if they want to be employee of an Italian company or a foreign company that requires them to work in Italy. Those are the most important points. They can choose south of Italy, for example, and they will see their income excluded from taxation up to 90%. So only 10% of your income will be taxed at the ordinary Italian rate, which means practically that your maximum rate will be 4.3% on your real income, while Portugal requires you to pay 20%. So if your situation is mostly, if your incomes are mostly composed by only one income, which is your work that you were producing in Portugal, moving to Italy is way more convenient, because you will be taxed only at 4.3% in the worst case, if your income is like $500,000. So, of course, this has to be taken into account if you have other type of incomes. If you were in Portugal because the majority of your incomes were coming from abroad, then NHR is more favorable than impatriate regime, because for the impatriate regime, your foreign income is taxed at the ordinary rates. You see, Italy has different tax benefits, but each tax benefit might change and might be in contrast with your personal situation. So what we need to do here is to analyze your case and understand in which one you fit best, okay? Next tax benefit in Italy is the forfeit regime. This is not just for foreign people, also for Italians. If you want to start up a new business, it's perfect. Up to 85,000 euros per year, you don't pay any VAT at the top of your invoices. This is excluded. And you have a 5% flat tax on your income for the first 5 years. And you don't have to account real costs. It's very easy. Everything can manage it online. And this is for startup. It's absolutely the best. And one of the most important things a lot of people are not aware of about the forfeit regime, known in Italian as a regime forfettario, is that you pay this 5% and it doesn't accumulate with your income, with your foreign income or with other type of incomes. Then we have the schema for pensioners. Portugal had the same thing. Also, they are going to abolish the benefit for pensioners. Used to be even 0%. They raise it to 10%. While in Italy, we have the 7% flat tax if you move in the south as a pensioner, if you receive a foreign pension, and you have to pick up a community with less than 20,000 inhabitants. And you pay 7% flat tax, and all your foreign income will be excluded from taxation as well. You see? You pay this 7% flat tax on all your global income, and that's it. It's over. There is also this great opportunity for those who are pensioners and they want to invest in Italy, they want to live in Italy, they want to looking for a place with a lower cost of living, which is also the same thing for Portugal. Actually, the side effect of the NHR in Portugal brought a lot of big cities, such as the capital, Lisbon, see their rent skyrocket. And that's the big problem of the Portuguese government. Of course, Portugal is not a big country, so if you have a bunch of people, a huge number of foreign filling up the entire apartment in Lisbon, of course, the prices skyrocket. This is not the case for Italy. Italy is a way bigger country with a lot of more population, a lot of more villages and cities, so you don't have the same issue in Portugal, even if you have thousands of foreign people flocking to Italy, you see? This is not a problem, and still the cost of living in the south of Italy is quite low compared to the north of Italy, compared to the rest of Europe, and at the top of it, you're going to spare 90% taxes if you apply for the impatriate regime, or if you're a millionaire and the majority of your income is coming from abroad, you're going to spare, I don't know how much, but your tax pressure could be 1% taxes, okay? So it's all about understand your situation. So if you're one of those persons coming from Portugal, because Portugal stopped this program, well, you can pick up Italy as your next destination to pay less tax possible. You can basically contact us at info@ESENtaxa.com or reserve a consultation, tax consultation here in ESENtaxa. In the description below the video, you will have our Calendly link. So you can have a 15 minutes consultation if you have only a few questions, or you can basically ask us 20 minutes consultation, 1 hour consultation, and we can also provide you, if you wish, a tax simulation to understand in advance if Italy makes sense, okay, for you or not. A lot of clients came to us, they realized after our tax simulation that Italy was not their place. So basically we helped them to spare a lot of money in terms of relocation, and after 1 year find out that wasn't the place for them. So we have also other jurisdictions, such as Albania, where you have the 0% corporate tax up to 121,000 euros. So it's another jurisdiction that you can take into account if Italy is not for you. But we have also Belgium. Of course, if you're not somebody that is so greedy that is only looking for paid zero taxes, Belgium is not your preferable jurisdiction, but it's still a nice country to make business and pay a lot less taxes that you think, because we know how to find the correct strategy. In long term, we always say long term because the tax strategy and tax planification always takes some time, some years, needs to be done in long term. And basically, we can also provide you the accountability service, accounting service in all those jurisdictions. If you look at our website, www.ESENtaxa.com, you have our services for tax consultancies and for accounting services. So I hope I give you all the clarifications. If you like this kind of content, subscribe to the channel ESENtaxa, notification bell and like button to help us grow as a channel and give you for free more and more news and a lot of insight about tax regulamentations, tax clarification in all these jurisdictions, and help you to spare a lot of taxes, a lot of money at the end of the year. See you to the next video. Thanks.